Abominable is a 2006 creature feature directed by Ryan Schifrin. A man returns to his home in the woods after a climbing accident leaves him wheelchair-bound, but his rehabilitation is interrupted as he finds his neighbours have become the target of something inhuman. But before we get into this hairy horror movie, I just want to say thank you to all of you for your continued support of my channel. Every view, sub and comment is really appreciated. I proper love you lot, I do. So, as usual, there will be full spoilers ahead, but if that doesn't bother you, then grab your tequila sunrise flavoured popcorn and whip out your favourite butternut squatch as we dive into Abominable. So the movie begins with this fella waking up startled, with his wife saying,
"What is it?"
"I had a terrible dream where I was middle-aged and I'd lost most of my hair. And hey, it's Dee Wallace! Yay!" But don't get too excited as she's only in the opening scene. Boo! Anyway, they go outside after hearing a strange noise. Then they hear it again, so Billy takes off with his dog and his shotgun to investigate.
Billy, wait!
"You don't have to keep reminding me. That's why I'm jogging, to burn some calories." Then they make a grisly discovery.
Oh my god.
Some sick bastards bought a horse, transported it onto our property, and then butchered the poor thing. Honey, that's our horse? Well, that makes it even worse!
Beer?
Oh yes, I would like a beer. Thanks, Dee. Get me one and all, lass. A gin and tonic for me, please. And a small gin and tonic for Ken. Anyway, their dog is feeling brave and runs into the darkness, thinking it's a much bigger dog.
Get back here! Sparky!
Honey, I fear Sparky has gone to the great kennel in the sky. But Sparky has no wings. How would he get there? Unless... Then they see a big scary silhouette in front of the tree line and Billy says, "You there, tall, dark and menacing. Come anywhere near us and I'll tell you to go away is what I'll do." Then they run back to the safety of the house and shut the door like, "Don't worry, our flimsy wooden door will protect us." But then they see the shadow of the creature outside going, "Hey, I'm outside your house and I'm stepping on your plants. Not me chrysanthemums!" Then it all goes quiet. And after a while they go back outside to find some massive footprints in the ground thinking, "Well, I'm not surprised the bugger's barefoot. It'd be a nightmare finding shoes to fit them feet." Then we meet our protagonist, who looks awfully familiar to me. Deep Star 6! Yeah, that's right. Making up movies again, are we? No, it's a real one, and a good one at that. He plays that fella who gets bitten in half. What was his name? Was it Jeff, perchance? Aye, probably. Anyway, he's sat in a car struggling to get the radio to play some actual music instead of people yapping on about pointless, inane shite. I'm going to call him Jimmy Hot Wheels, because he used to collect Hot Wheels, and he's in a wheelchair. So he's on his way home from hospital after recovering from a mountain climbing accident. But the knobhead who's looking after him for the next few days, who I'm going to call Shithead Shane, is clearly going to be a pain in the ass, and says,
"We could spend those 3 days the easy way or the hard way. Do we understand each other?"
"Yes, I understand, and I hope you get your face bitten off by a Sasquatch." What? And off they go to Jimmy's house up in the mountains. On their way they stop off at a gas station where Shithead Shane goes to buy some essentials. "Good afternoon, Mr. Oxygen Nose Pipe Man. How's it hanging?" "Flaccid and to the left." "So, what brings you up here, fella?" "I'm taking Jimmy Hot Wheels back home." "Oh, no kidding. Sure was unfortunate what happened to his wife."
They say she died before she hit the ground.
"Well, that'll happen if you take a .50 caliber round to the head while jumping off a ski slope. And worst of all, they never found the bear that did it." So Shithead Shane goes back to the car while Mr. Pipe continues smoking while hooked up to an oxygen supply. Which is a great idea, if you want to explode. A short while later they arrive at Jimmy's house, and Shane whips out his wheelchair, which is arguably the most aptly named thing since the fly and the orange. Once they're inside the house, Shithead Shane drinks directly out of the kitchen tap like some sort of savage, while Jimmy Hot Wheels picks up the phone to make a quick call.
"Hello, Moe's Tavern."
"Yeah, I'd like to speak to Ian Bummerdick."
"Listen, you little scum-sucking puss bucket. When I get..."
Oh dear, I've really got to work on my prank calls. Shane then offers to make him a cuppa, but it looks like they've forgotten something.
You didn't bring the soy milk?
Regular milk's not going to kill you, Preston.
Otis, I'm allergic.
Okay, so it might kill you, but that's just a chance we'll have to take. But Jimmy ain't having it, so Shane goes back to town to pick up some disgusting milk alternative for him. Jimmy then Hot Wheels himself over to these blinds and says, "I wonder what's behind here. Oh, it's a small window. What a nice surprise." But then he hears a rumbling, and his shelves start shaking. So he looks out the window to find... Nah, not really. It's a bunch of young ladies who have rented the house next door for the weekend, leaving him thinking, "Oh great, a bunch of hot young women getting drunk next door. If I was him, I would have gone right over there and give him a piece of my dick." Whoa, 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 you can't say that, lad. What? Give him a piece of my disdain for loud and obnoxious young people. Really, Ken, do you think that little of me? So Jimmy gives the friendly one a little wave before going back inside to bang one off. I'm going to call her BB, which stands for Blondie Blonde. Later that evening he checks his fridge and bloody hell, now that's what I call a properly stocked fridge. It's got everything an anorexic needs, including real mayonnaise, as opposed to that fake mayonnaise they've got everywhere else. And what the hell is taking shithead Shane so long? It's nearly 35:50! So to pass the time he looks out of his surprise window and sees there's a telephone pole lying on the road, which is odd. Usually they don't go to sleep until 48:50. So he rolls outside to have a look with his binoculars and sees one of the girls next door having a sneaky smoky in the bathroom. But why is she even being secretive about it? You're on holiday with your mates in the mountains! Sharing is caring, bitch! Then he sees one of the other girls outside on the phone, but he notices the bushes shaking nearby, while she's saying,
"Oh, I'm just hanging out up here in the mountains, where there is absolutely nothing to do."
Nothing to do? Hell, if I was there, I'd give them something to do. Yeah, they could all suck my dick. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What? Suck my delicious ice lollies that I bring for everyone. Honestly, Ken, what is wrong with you, like? Then as Jimmy gives his binocs a wipe, something big and hairy snatches little Miss Nothing to Do so quickly and quietly the only thing Jimmy hears is...
Oh, come on, Preston. You're imagining things.
He grabs a flashlight and sees the only thing left behind is her phone. Jimmy then has another look into the trees, but this time sees a horrible pair of glowing eyes staring back at him. Okay, I'm just gonna reverse really slowly inside and go and grab my crazy pills.
And a clean pair of shorts.
Keep calm, Jimmy. Just gently close the door, turn off the light, and prepare to be killed by a Sasquatch from the woods! Oh my god! No. I must be seeing things. I'm seeing things, right, little Jimmy?
No, I'm afraid not. You've got a foot problem, and a big one.
You're right, little Jimmy.
There is something out there.
And it ain't no man.
All right, think, Preston, think. You got no phone.
Aha! The computer! I can deconstruct it and make a cell phone out of the parts.
Or you could just use the computer to send an email.
Thanks, little Jimmy. You're a genius.
No, Big Jimmy. It's all you, fella.
So he emails the local police department, but then... Fuck are you sneaking around in the dark for? Announce your presence, you bastard! And where the hell did you go to get that soy milk from? Europe? Anyway.
Otis, I saw these eyes. I mean, these huge red eyes.
They weren't red though, were they? Now he's gonna think you're telling fibs and porcupines. So shithead Shane makes him that cuppa he's been waiting 7 hours for, and also makes himself a good old glass of slightly milky vodka. Anyway, Jimmy tells Shane that one of the girls next door got taken by something into the woods, but he doesn't believe him because it does sound fairly far-fetched like. Jimmy asks him to go and warn the girls, but he just says,
No, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna fix us some dinner.
Well, do me a favour then and poison your portion, will you? Elsewhere we see these fellas out in the woods, and oh no way, it's Lance Henriksen! And he's got Mr. Pipe and Billy from the beginning with him. They're out looking for the Sasquatch, but Lance thinks it's a load of crap.
Oh, you don't believe in Squatch?
I believe the butternut one makes a good soup. But then Mr. Pipe smells something off and says,
Boys, we're not alone. $10, it's a bear.
$10, it's a bear. Then wanders off into the woods on his own. Survival instinct at its finest. So Lance wanders around the woods until he finds a cave, and being the curious type, he goes in for a gander. Things start looking a bit worrying though, when he finds a human skeleton on the ground and asks it, Hey fella, have you seen a Sasquatch in these woods? Not lately, pal, 'cause I've got no eyes, eh? But then he gets jump scared by a hand, which turns out to be Little Miss Nothing to Do, who ironically found something to do, that being dying on the floor of a cave. So Lance lies to her and says,
Don't worry, sweetheart, you're safe now.
Before she immediately gets dragged away. The others hear gunfire, and Lance comes darting out of the woods like, There's a Squatch! And not the butternut kind! So they waste all their ammo shooting at the trees before Billy gets dragged off by the hairy assailant. Unfortunately, Lance doesn't last long either. So Mr. Pipe is all alone now, and he looks around frantically, before hearing something behind him and then gets got by a big nasty gob. Back to Jimmy Hot Wheels, who's seen the girls next door have finally realised their friend is missing. They find her phone and shout for her, but it's no use. Jimmy tries to get their attention by waving and turning the light on and off, but they just think he's mental.
Hey, what's going on out there?
Oh, nothing! I was just trying to swat a fly on the window.
Buzz, buzz.
Later on, shithead Shane has fallen asleep, while Jimmy is watching some Bigfoot videos online.
No, this is not Bigfoot. This is bigger than Bigfoot.
Biggerfoot. Then he hears the girls arguing outside.
I don't even know why you came up here. You've been useless, bitch.
That is an unacceptable waste of a cocktail! Jail for life! So Splash goes to take a shower, when really she should just put a new top on and go slap the bitch. And Jimmy spots the Bigfoot watching her through the window. So he wakes up Shane, who is like,
My God.
You see it?
Yes. It's a giant piece of bread with legs on it.
No, you fool, the bigger foot! But when Shane looks through the binocs, all he sees is Splash in the shower and thinks Jimmy is just perving. And the moment Shane goes away, the bigger foot breaks through the window and snaps her in half as it pulls her out through it. Jimmy's horrified at what he's just seen and tries to tell Shane, but he doesn't listen.
Get off of me!
Dude, you just whacked off a disabled guy! Excuse me? Oh, sorry, I got my words muddled up. I meant you just whacked a disabled guy off! Anyway, Shane, being a shithead, whips out a sedative to calm Jimmy down. But as he's putting him back in the wheelchair, Jimmy grabs the syringe and sticks Shane in the neck with it. So he's out for the count, and Jimmy turns around to look out the surprise window, only to find... surprise! Then he falls backwards and knocks himself unconscious on the floor. The silly goose. Elsewhere, we see that Jimmy's email has made it through to the police department. And hey, it's the police chief from Die Hard! Dwayne!
What's this? That's an email we received earlier tonight.
And what's this picture attached to it? Oh, I had to show you this. It's a crazy photo I found online. It's a pig with the body of a horse and the head of a horse. So it's a horse then. No, it's a pig! The internet said so! Anyway, Deputy Officer Policeman is concerned that the phone line is down up there. So he tells Dwayne he's going to go and check it out. Back to Jimmy Hot Wheels, who wakes up and thinks, right, I'm going to have to find something to defend myself with. But who the hell opens a cupboard while looking away from the cupboard? I'm on your side, Jimmy, but you had that coming, fella. Next door and the girls are wondering what the hell Splash has been doing in the bathroom for the last hour. But then Sneaky Smoker looks in through the front window and freaks the hell out, which grabs Jimmy's attention, and he sees the bigger foot is right outside their house. Meaning we get our best look at the beastie yet. And man, this is the freakiest looking Sasquatch I've seen, bar none. And it begins looking for a way to get into the house. Jimmy shouts for the girls, who come to the window, and he warns them, before the hairy heifer smashes its way through the front door.
Get out of there! It's in the house!
The girls try and hide, but it breaks through the floor and pulls one of them down before chowing on her neck like, "Ooh, I do love me some vocal cords. Nyam, nyam, nyam." Sneaky Smoker and BB manage to make it outside, with Sneaky heading for the car, but the bigger foot is like, "Nah, I don't think so, love," and tips it over before giving her a schmack and then stamping her to death. And I don't mean death by postage stamps. While it's distracted, BB runs over to Jimmy's house. He lets her in and locks the door as if that'll make any difference. And as you can imagine, she's very upset.
They're dead!
Be quiet. It's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay though, is it? Because they are all dead. 3 fingers and a thumb. Jimmy tries his best to comfort her by explaining how he ended up in the wheelchair, and that surviving the accident has made him realise that life is a gift, and he's not going to let that bigger foot take it away from either of them. BB also notices the unconscious shithead Shane and says, is he dead? Unfortunately, no. So they gather up some supplies, which includes Jimmy's old climbing gear, and this massive axe, which Jimmy keeps handy for when he needs to axe the living shit out of something.
While I'm doing this, I want you to go in there and email the Flatwoods police one more time.
But as she's doing so, the power goes off.
What do you mean they cut the power? How could they cut the power, man?
So they go out onto the balcony and intend to rappel down to the ground when it breaks into the house, then take off in the car before it can get down to them. And they hear it outside the front door. Who's there?
It's the police. Open up.
You don't sound like the police.
I have a cold.
Okay, I'll be there in a sec. So while it waits, Jimmy goes first. Then once he's down, BB gets hooked up. But oh no, it's broken into the house and is heading straight towards her. So she hops over and starts to descend, but the beastie bugger grabs the rope and pulls her back up, and it's just about to kill her. But then...
Hey, ass monkey, eat this!
Which is something no one would ever say in that situation, but I'll allow it. And then in the most memorable and shocking moment in the movie, the bigger foot grabs hold of Shane and bites off his entire face. He deserved it because he was unlikable. Meanwhile, BB drags Jimmy to the car and they get in. But just as they're about to escape, the damn bigger foot lifts up the back of the car. BB puts the pedal to the metal, but when it drops the car, they speed down the hill into a tree. How many times do I have to tell you? Seatbelts, people! Seatbelts! Jimmy sees the bigger foot heading over to BB, so he honks the horn to distract it, and it turns out it really hates that noise and wanders behind the car clutching its head. So Jimmy pops the car in reverse and floors it, slamming the squatchy shit into a tree, which makes the axe in its back burst from its chest. Ah, me sternum's been penetrated! Ah, this'll be the end of us! And after a bit of wiggling, it succumbs to its wound and dies. Jimmy then crawls over to BB and says,
Can you move?
Yeah.
Oh good, 'cause you're carrying me back to town. But there's no need for that as Deputy Officer Policeman turns up. And before long they've got an ambulance there and everything, with Jimmy like, can you please put us in the ambulance now? We're getting thoroughly rained on, and I'd rather not freeze to death after what we've just been through, thanks. So the day is saved, Jimmy and BB make a full recovery. Well, I mean, Jimmy still can't use his legs but you know what I mean. And they'll probably never go into the woods again. End of movie. Hey, what's this? The bigger foot is gone? Oh no! And an even bigger oh no for Dwayne and the gang, who look into the trees and see absolutely loads of Sasquatches staring back at them. Alright, which one of you guys shit in my pants? End of movie. And there we have it, folks. And while I can't say I've seen many Sasquatch movies, I can safely say that Abominable is easily the best one I've seen so far. I just think this movie's brilliant. The cast is great, it's pretty scary, quite funny at times, and the practical effects are really impressive. In fact, I think this may be one of my favourite new creature features. I absolutely love it. So, Abominable, what did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you loathe it? Let me know in the comments below while I try some slightly milky vodka for myself. Right, let's give it a... Well, smells like... Well, like vodka. Okay. No, I wouldn't recommend it. In fact, it's pretty awful, to be honest. Still drink it, though.